Okay, today I'm going to go over the 5 different text structures for nonfiction text. I'm going to go into present mode. It's a little bit bigger. So there are 5 different structures, and structures are just the way the text is written. We have description, compare and contrast, order or sequence. Sometimes it's also called chronological, problem solution, and cause and effect. Every type of structure is different. It has a different definition, a different graphic organizer that you would use. And I would say this one right here should look familiar to you because descriptions often go with narrative writing as well, which is what you guys have been doing. And all text structures have clue words. And the next slides will explain all of them one by one. So the first one is a description. It is a topic, idea, person, place, or thing is described by listing its features, characteristics, or examples. And this is where we've talked about, here's a fish or going fishing. You talk about what it sounds like, looks like, smells like, feels like, tastes like, and give some examples. Some of the key words are for example, for instance, specifically, in particular, and in addition. And a description web might have some of these. You might talk more about, like, when you talk about what it looks like, you might want to talk about its shape, its size, and color. There's just different words here. What you're going to want to look for when you are reading this type of text is important facts about the topic. And I'm going to tell you, every text you read is probably not going to be just one. The paragraph might be just one, but the whole text probably is going to be a mixture of these. I'll explain that in more after we go over the other strategies or structures. All right, this one is sequence, also called order or chronological. Chronological would have more to do with this timeline over here. It's things in time order. This describes events in order or explains steps one must follow to do something or make something. Here, I think we're giving this example of making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Keywords that you would often see are first, second, next, before, after that. When you read this, you need to pay attention to the events and the steps in their order. The writer has put them in there for a reason. Compare and contrast shows how two or more things are alike and how they are different. You might remember these Venn diagrams that we've done probably in almost every grade. Here are some of your key words. And then how to read this, you're going to look for what is being compared. It has to have 2 different things, at least. It could have even more. You're going to look for important differences and similarities, so how they are the same. And you're just going to want to keep in mind there might not be a lot of one. So there might be a lot of comparing and not so much contrasting. Or it could just be a paragraph all on how they're different or all on how they are alike. Problem and solution. Let's see, this one we probably talk about a lot in fiction as well. Tells about a problem and then gives one or more solutions. So you spill your drink, what's the solution? You clean it up. Here are some key words: consequently, therefore, as a result, leads to, because of, and thereby. Sorry, my eyes are not working. Here's a problem and solution outline. The problem might tell about who, what, where, when, why, how. Maybe some problems, some attempted solutions to the problem, and what the results are, and then the end result. When you read this, you want to look for what is wrong and the possibilities for correcting it. I think we went over my bad bangs haircutting story. So some of my attempts to fix my problem and what my results were, and then my end result being a special type of bandana headband. And our last one is cause and effect. It shows a relationship between a cause and its effect. What happened because of that event? So here we have a rainstorm. Some possible effects: it could cause a rainbow, it could cause a flood, it could cause the flowers to grow. Now, look right here in these signal words, and you might notice that a lot of them look the same as our problem and solution. These two are very similar, so you have to be very careful with this. When you read it, you want to look for a main event or a topic and the effects, or find the effect first and then go back and look for causes. So one might argue that problem and solution and cause and effect are the same. They're not quite the same. But let me show you some two possible graphic organizers. Okay, so you must first read the text to determine which diagram to use. Sometimes there is one cause with multiple effects, like Hurricane Katrina. So here, Hurricane Katrina, what the effect was, and that was just like on our last slide right here, and it had all these effects. Sometimes there is one effect and many causes, such as diabetes. So poor eating habits, lack of exercise, other health conditions can all lead into having diabetes. So cause and effect, a little bit different than problem solution. It's going to be the one that's hardest for you to figure out, but we are here to help. Watch the video as many times as you need, or reach out to me via Hangouts or Google Classroom.